Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and we are playing 1983 Mets replay. And this is a game played May 7th, 1983. Gary Reedus and leading off in left field, and Milner in center field. Batting third is Dave Concepcion. The shortstop batting cleanup is Johnny Bench. Not playing catcher more that I can see so far. Dan Dreesen, pitcher. Now, I'm going to quickly check up on Gary Reedus or Redis. Check and see, because how to pronounce his name is driving me nuts. LB. So let's see. Let's see what it's going to say about that. Usually it says something in Baseball Reference in his bio. And maybe a highlight of Redis on YouTube. I mean, I know he played a while. Before he had started. There it is. Okay. Gary Reedus. Okay, like if you read the book. There you go. Bob Costas just taught me. And we're right about to get started here. All right, let's get going here. Oster, all right, and I did the whole 9 there. And on the mound for the Mets is going to be Mike Torres. Mike Torres was 10-17 with a 4.37 ERA. That's APA. All right, that's going to be an 11. An 11 and a 69. 11 is a tough. 69 is going to be outside that range. It's going to be a ground ball, second base. And 1 out. Eddie Milner's next. Center fielder for the Reds. And a 7 is a tough, a 78. That's a fly ball center field. 2 out. Playing payoff pitch baseball, Dave Concepcion. And a defensive result, 72, and that I think is going to be above. Yep, so it's going to be some sort of an out. Let's just take a quick look, and it's a ground ball to second baseman. And at second base is Giles, and that retires the side, 3 up, 3 down. Mookie Wilson against Bruce Bereni. Bereni was 9-14 with 3.86 ERA, and that's a 7. A 7 is a tough, and a 94 is a flat right. 1 up, 1 down. Tucker Ashford and Darryl Strawberry's on deck. Fourth place batter is Foster. Danny Heath batting 5th, playing first base. Usually plays right field. Giles is second base, batting 6th. Ron Reynolds, the catcher. Jose Oquendo, the shortstop, and Mike Torres batting 9th, the pitcher. This is a 6 in play, 69. It's a fly to center. 2 out. Eddie Milner throws it back in. Darryl Strawberry. It's a 7, a tough 14. That's a K, and that retires the side, 3 up, 3 down. Johnny Bench leading off the top of the second against Mike Torres. And that's a 6 in play, 34, and that's going to be a base hit. Slaps 1 to right field. Dan Dreesen. It's a 7, a tough 42, and that is a hard hit ground ball at the first baseman. This may end up being a double play, and it is not a double play. Fielder's choice, 3-6. So Heap goes to second for 1, throw back, not in time. Fielder's choice. Ron Oster. Here's a pitch from Mike Torres. Now, I would like to have this dice tower covered in felt. That's a 6 in play 73, and that is a ground ball to short, and that 6 will be a double play. 6-4-3. Okendo to Giles to Heap. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. And we go to George Foster. That's a 7. It's a tough 76. It's a fly ball, center field for out number 1. Danny Heap is next. Who do I have in there? Don't have Danny Heap in there. That's interesting. Houston. There's Danny Heap. He's in there now. It's a 7 a tough 93, and that's a fly to right. 2 out. And Brian Giles. Nope, doesn't go there. Goes there. That's a 9er. That's a patient 40, and that is ball 4. So Giles walks on at first. He's speedy, and it's the catcher. Ron Reynolds. So let's pull Ron Reynolds. Nice with the payoff pitch. You get all the players. I picked these up today for $9. PDFs and printed out the teams I needed. Ron Reynolds up, followed by Okendo, and then Torres. Here's the pitch to Reynolds. That's a 6 in play, 19, and that's a base hit. And with 2 out, that's going to send Giles to third base, first and third. Jose Okendo versus right-handers, batted 195, 261 versus lefties. Here's the pitch with 2 outs, first and third. And again, a 6. A 6 is in play, and a 36. And it goes up to 35. So Okendo just missed that. 36 is popped up. And the catcher right there, Bill Ardello. No runs, 1 hit, top of the third. Torres has a 1-pitcher hitting card. Don't know what I did with that. One-pitcher hitting card. Let's see. There it is. Found it. Dwayne Walker leading it off. Dwayne Walker versus righties. Batted 244. Had 200 at bats, so he played about 1/3 of the season. That's a 6 in play 46. And that's chopped to third. Nice play by the third baseman, Tucker Ashford. Throw to first and in time. Dan Billardello. Pitch from Torres is a 7. That's a tough 0-6, strike 3. And Torres strikes out Billardello. 2 outs, top of the third, no score. 1983. 9, a patient 0-5, and that's ball 4. He's an, actually, there it is. Okay, I fixed that. He's a 9, and a patient 0-4 is a base on ball. So a 2-out walk, and that puts the pitcher on first base. Got to bring up Gary Reedus. Gary Reedus hit 14 home runs against righties, batted 234 against the righties. 7 tough, a tough 27. That's a strikeout, and I retires the side. No runs, no hits. Go to the bottom of the third. Perez leading us off. He's a one-pitcher hitting card. That's a 3, a patient, 83, and that's an easy out. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Concepcion throws out the pitcher. Wilson, bottom of the third, no score. Pitch from Bereni, 5. 5 is patient, 86. And that's chopped to second. Backhanded by Oster. Whips it to first. Nice play. Ron Oster. It's a good hand from the crowd. Tucker Ashford. That's a niner. That's patient. Patient 82, and that is a ball 4. So Ashford walks with 2 outs. And it's Darryl Strawberry. 7 is a tough. At 21, that's a K, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left on base. We go to top of the 4th. Mike Torres versus Milner. Milner flied out to center field. That's an 8, a tough 91. That's a fly to right. 1 out. Concepcion now. Oh. And that's an 8, a tough 47. And that, just missed being a base hit there. It's a comebacker. Nice play by Torres. Throws out Concepcion by half a step. Johnny Bench now. He's singled in the second. So he's 1 for 1. That's a 4. A 4 is ballpark. A 41 is going to qualify because against a righty goes up to 45. And a deep drive off a righty is 1 to 49. And Bench lines a base hit to left. So Bench is 2 for 2 today. He's still hit. Batted 243 versus righties in 200 at bats and 284 versus lefties in 100 at bats. 2 outs, 1 on. Dan Dreesen. And a tough 22. That's a K. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. No runs, 1 hit. Mets are going to bring up Foster, Heap, and Giles against Bruce Bereni. Bereni walked 102 in 186 innings, so he has a tendency to be a little wild. And if we get a patient result here, and a 5-5 on the patient is going to be a ground at third. Foster's thrown out by the third base, Johnny Bench. Danny Heap with a 7. A 7 is a tough, a 63. That's a fly to left. 2 out. Brian Giles. Giles walked last at bat. This is a 5. 5 is patient, and 24 is ball 4. So second walk of the day. Second time Giles walks. Brian Giles being patient at the plate, and it's Ron Reynolds. Ron with 2 ends. That's a 10, a tough 95, and that's a fly ball, shallow left. Racing in is Reedus, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, man left. We go to top of the 5th. No score. Here in New York, Queens, New York. Come visit us at Flushing, Queens. Take the elevated train, the 7 train, to Willets Point Boulevard and get off and join us. Jose Oquendo. That's the 9er patient, a patient 14, and that's ball 4, actually top of the 5th, excuse me. So it was Ron Oster. And pitch from Torres is a 9. A 9 is a patient, and a 14 is a walk. So Oster's on. And let's see, Oster had 2 stolen bases, so he won't be going. Dwayne Walker. Here's a pitch from Torres. That's an 8, a tough 64. And this is going to be a ground ball right at the shortstop. And there's going to be a force out on this, and that's it. Okay, it's an 8. Yep, it's a force out. 6-4. Walker's on at first, and Walker had 6 stolen bases. We'll try to get the lead. Let's look and see how we can do that. He has a 4C. That's average. So he would be in the normal range for stealing. But we have to pull a card, and we're gonna have to pull a 4 or less. So let's pull a number, and that's a 5, so we don't get the lead. So Dwayne Walker won't be going. It's that simple, right? There's a number there that says 4C, and the lead would be get the lead 4 or less. We pull the 5. So it's Dan Billardello. Here's the pitch from Torres. 66 is defense, but that's a 98. Let's see what kind of defensive play this is. And it's going to be an out of some kind. It's going to be a short fly ball. Wait a second. Range shortstop. That's going to be. Oh, this could turn into a double play. So it's range shortstop. A fielder's shortstop, fielder's choice. And now it's Bruce Bereni. On top of the 5th, no score, 2 outs. Runner on first. And that's a 4 ballpark 15. That's wheelhouse 48, and that's going to be in the out range. Ground ball, third base. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits. Man left. Bottom of the 5th. Bereni versus Oquendo. That's a 7, a tough 35. Tough 35 is a K. So Oquendo strikes out to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Pitcher spot. Mike Torres, not much of a hitter. He was in the American League for a long time. That's a 7, a tough 0-5, and he strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Bruce Bereni. And it's Mookie Wilson. With a 10, a tough 35. That's to be a strikeout. So Bereni strikes out the side. And we go top of the 6th. And it's Scaritas leading it off of Mike Torres. That's a 10. A 10 is a patient. A 49 on the patient is going to be a base on balls. We're going to see if we get a stolen base here. It's a 6, so we need a 6 or less to get the jump. It says 6C. That's how you do it. You look right there. That's an 8. He won't get the jump. Eddie Milner. And with Eddie Milner, he doesn't strike out much, so we're going to try hit and run. And that's an 8. And an 8 is a 32. So an 8 is a tough. A tough 32 is going to be a base hit. That's going to send Gary Aridas to third base. So first and third. And the here in the top of the 6th in a scoreless game have something going. First and third, the Mets are going to be forced to bring the infield in, trying to cut off that run at the plate. Dave Concepcion, here's a pitch. Torres, that's a tough 0-1 is a strikeout. Torres, big pitch. Reached back a little extra and struck out Concepcion. John Bench now. John Bench is 2 for 2. Here's the pitch from, and that's an 8, an 885. This is a tricky one because this is going to be a shortstop. A ball to the shortstop. Infield is in, so this is one where I do have to look at the chart. I don't have this one memorized. Infield in, bases are not. So if bases loaded, okay, total set, runner on third. Okay, if base is not loaded, roll 2d6. Okay, base is not loaded, or the 2d6 total is 7 or more. It's this one here. So I'm going to roll 2d6 and see what the outcome is going to be. A 7 is going to be out. Runner on third is out at home, batter safe. Good fielder's choice. So it's going to be a 6-2. 6-2 fielder's choice, first and second with 2 outs now. And it's Dan Dreesen. So big play at the plate, and Ron Reynolds tags out Gary Aridas. Here's a pitch to Dan Dreesen with first and second and 2 outs. That's a 3. A 3 is a patient, and a 12 is ball 4. So that's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded. And it's Ron Oster. Here's a pitch from Torres. That's a 3 again, a patient 99, and that's going to be popped up. to the first baseman. That's going to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 left on base. Go to bottom of the 6th, no score. Tucker Ashford leading it off against Bereni. So both pitchers have really done a great job. That's a 4 at ballpark. A ballpark 47 against a righty. And that's going to take us above the wheelhouse, going to put us into in play. So we're going to roll on the in play. It's 1-25 for a base hit, and it's a 27. And that's a pop-up. Bill Ardello near the screen and makes the catch. Excuse me. Bottom of the 6th, no score. 1983. That's a 12 defense. A defense 29. It's almost guaranteed to be something. Range, third base. I'll tell you right now that I don't think that Johnny Bench has great range, and he's an F range, so that's going to definitely be a hit. Now the question is it a single or a double? It's going to be a single. So base hit past the slow-moving third baseman, Bench, and Darryl Strawberry is on at first with 1 out. Darryl Strawberry is a 4 base stealer. So we're going to try to pull a card, see if we get a jump, and we do not get it. It's a 7. George Foster, what am I? Kingman in there. Kingman shouldn't be in there. Foster's up. And then it's going to be Heap. Yep. All right, here's the pitch. The 7. The 7 is a tough 82. And that is a fly ball. Deep center field. On the run is Milner, and he catches up to it. 2 out. Danny Heap now. He's flat out twice. That's a 4 ballpark. Ballpark 80 is going to be in play. So 1-40 would be a hit, and we got a 40. That's a base hit. Strawberry goes to third, first and third. And it's Brian Giles who's walked twice. Here's the pitch for now. Bereni can go 6. Both pitchers have not given up a run, so they can continue on with their regular card. Here's the pitch to Giles. Giles is a 9. It's a patient 81. Patient 81 is a fly ball, center field. And that is going to retire the side. Mets with 2 hits and no runs. Top of the 7th. Walker, Bill Ardello, and Bereni coming up. All right, we're in the top of the 7th, and there's no score. The Reds have 1, 2, 3 hits, and the Mets have 3 hits. Neither team has committed an error that I can see. Here's the pitch from Mike Torres to Dwayne Walker. That's a 5. A 5 is in play, and a 78 is going to be an out. It's a grounder to second. Over to first, 1 away. Bill Ardello next. And that's an 8. 8 is a tough 71. It's a ground out to second. Over to first, and 2 outs. And now it's Bereni. We're going to let the pitcher bat. Bereni is a 9, pretty good hitting pitcher. It's a 5 in play, 94. And a 94 is a fly to left. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 7th. The Shea crowd is getting anxious. Ron Reynolds, Okendo, and Torres. That's an 8. A tough 0.6 is a K. Reynolds strike out. And next is Okendo, who's popped up and struck out as well. That's a 3, a patient, 55, and that is a ground ball, third base. Bench fires the first in time. Mike Torres with 2 outs. We're going to let him bat. That's a 7, a tough, a 62. That's a strikeout, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Bereni in the bottom of the 7th, top of the 8th. It's going to be Reedus, Milner, and Concepcion. Here's a pitch from Torres. That's a 9 or a patient. A patient 12 is ball 4. Next is Milner. We're going to try to bunt with Milner. Let's see. His bunt is 2, 4, and a 10. See if we get it. Otherwise, he does. So we got a 5. So we don't get it. So it's going to be a 5 is in play and an 82. It's going to rip to second base, and this is going to be a 4-6-3 double play. They turn it. So Giles makes it happen with a nice pivot. Goes to second for 1. The relay to first in time, 2 outs. Concepcion. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and struck out. That's a 4 ballpark 43 against a righty. That's going to take us to Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse is a 1-3. We're not going to get it. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Okendo throws him out by half a step. No runs, no hits. None left. Bottom of the 8th. Got a great little game going here. No score. Cincinnati, New York, May 7th, 1983. We got both starters in the game, Bereni and Torres. Mookie Wilson leading us off. Wilson's 0 for 3, struck out, grounded out, and flied out. That's a 6 in play, 31. And that's a base hit. So Wilson's on with a single. It's always a threat to steal. We're going to try to pull a card. He is a 6, and we get a 6. So there he goes. He's going to be very good, and he is safe at second base. Big stolen base for Mookie Wilson. Tucker Ashford next. Pitch from Bereni. That's a 7, a tough 0-5, and that should be a strikeout, and it is. Next is Strawberry, was 1 for 3. Got 2 strikeouts and a single. Here's the pitch of Strawberry. That's a 10, a tough 56, and that is a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks. And boy, Bereni seems to have a lot of Ks in this game. How many did he strike out that season? Struck out 151 in 186 innings. Almost a strikeout per inning. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. George Foster. Runner at second base. Bereni looks in for the sign, sets and deals. That's a 9, a patient 53, and that is a just missed being a base, just missed being hit by pitch on patient. Look at that, 52, roll the 53, and a 53 is line and caught by the shortstop. No runs, 1 hit, top of the 9th. Torres is still in there. I love this. Love being able to play and allow pitchers to go into the 9th. Johnny Bench. That's a 5 in play, 75. That's a line drive caught by the second baseman, L4. 1 away. Dan Dreesen with 1 out. Top of the 9th, no score. That's an 11 is a tough 0-4, and it's a strikeout. 2 outs. Next is Ron Oster, switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Mike Torres. He's 0 for 2 and a walk. And this is going to be a defensive call. We're going to use that defensive call. Pull the card. It's a error third base. Potential error third base. A 70 will not be. So that's going to be a line out to the third baseman. No runs, no hits. And we go to Danny Heat leading us off. That's a 5, a patient 57, and that is a base hit. A rope to right. Heap is on with a single, and he's a threat to steal. No, actually, he isn't. Not a threat to steal. Decent speed, just not or running ability, because the numbers don't really represent speed. Giles is next. Giles with pretty high strikeout numbers against righties. So we will try to bunt with him. Let's see if we get that 2-12. And we don't get it, so we're going to look at a 7. A 7 is a tough and a 32. Just missed being a wild pitch. And that's a tough 32 strikeout. So Giles down swinging. chased. Ball in the dirt. Reynolds, Ron Reynolds. And Ron Reynolds again. Here goes 11. 11 is a tough and an 87. 87 is a ground ball to short. It's going to be a 6-3. It's going to move Heap to second base. And now Okendo. Here's a pitch. That's a 10. A 10 is a tough and a 32. Tough 32 is a strikeout, and that's going to retire the side. So after the single, Berendi gets 3 in a row. And we're going to pull a double switch here. We are going to pull a double switch. We're going to get a new pitcher for the Mets coming in. Face the bottom of the order. So this requires a couple of seconds here to figure out where we are. And let's see. Okay, we got that going there. And this is the Mets here. Bob Baylor's not available, so we're going to put him at the bottom of the heap. He's injured. Jorgensen, Gardner. Let me see who I got to check the roster. I'm going to check the roster real quick. So our pitchers are here. So I'm going to bring in, let's see. Doug Sisk is going to come in. Let's see. I'm using Stratomatic. Using Stratomatic to identify the play ball. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. All right. See what happens. And the Mets are at home, so let's look at their roster. Brooks, Hodges, Staub, Bradley. Okay, Wally Backman's going to come in. Wally Backman is going to come in. You know what? Yeah. Who else is there? That's it. Let's see if Wally Backman can play shortstop. No, he does not play shortstop. Base. All right, so we're going to move Tucker Ashford to shortstop. I believe Ashford can play short. No, he cannot. Okay, so we're not going to do that. Giles can play short. So Giles is going to go to short. And Backman's going to come in and play second base. Pitcher goes to Ken's spot. Problem solved. So Backman's going to come in, and he is going to bat in the 10th inning, bottom of the 10th. And the pitcher is going to be, who do we say the pitcher is going to be? Doug Sisk. 2.24 ERA with a 5-4 record. That's a 7. 7 is in play and a 48. In play 48 is going to be a ground ball to third. 1 away. Next is the catcher, Bill Ardello. Oh, here's the pitch from Sisk. That's an 8. An 8 is a patient. A patient 78. They fly to center. 2 out. And we get a pinch hitter and a new pitcher to start the 10th inning. So let's take a quick look at who we have here on the visiting team as a pinch hitter. We got Householder. And Householder, I believe, is a switch hitter. He's easy to bring in. So Householder's going to come and pinch hit. There he is. Here's the pitch. Sisk. That's a 7 in play, 0-2, and that is driven in the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall between center and right field and into second base. There's a pitch to Reedus, 2 outs. We're in scoring position. Oh, I don't think we threw this one here. And that's a 12, and that's ballpark. Ballpark 72 is going to be in play. In play goes all the way up to 34 on Reedus' card, and that's a 45, so that's not going to do it. That's going to be a comebacker. Sisk fields his position, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 10th. New pitcher, and that pitcher is going to be Frank Pastore. Frank Pastore is coming in, and these pitchers can go 3 innings easily. He's a long guy, so he can go. Mookie Wilson's leading us off. I know, my mistake. It is Wally Backman. So I put Pastore into the wrong spot. I actually got to get rid of that. There we go. Bottom of the 10th, no score. What a game. 1983, May 7th. It was the Cincinnati Reds versus New York Mets. From Pastore. That's a 6. A 6 is a tough 45, and that is a fly ball left field. 1 out. Wilson's 1 for 4 today. He's singled and stole a base. Pitch from Pastore is a 6. That's a tough 16. That's a strikeout. 2 outs. That's a 5. Ballpark. Ballpark 93 is in play for Tucker Ashford. And it's a 69, which is going to be an out. Fly to center. On the run is Milner, and he catches up to it. No runs, no hits, top of the 11th. Now this is where I'm going to change up a little bit. And I'm going to start doing this here. I'm going to start filling in because I don't want to run out of space. So it's going to be Eddie Milner leading it off against Doug Sisk. It's a 4. It's a tough 45, and that's going to be a ground to third. 1 away. Concepcion. A 10 is defense. Let's see. It's a range pitcher. So the pitcher is range C, which is 1 to 43. We roll a 55, so it's a comebacker. And Sisk handles it. 2 out. Johnny Bennett. 11 is a tough, and a 61 is a ground ball third base. Tucker Ashford throws him out. That's 3 up, 3 down, just like that. Bottom of the 11th. No score. What a game. Payoff pitch. 1983, the forgotten era. Darryl Strawberry versus Frank Pastore. And that's a 5. 5 is ballpark, and a 20 is going to be deep drive. This may be a walk-off, fellas. And that's driven deep. Right field. No doubter. That ball's out of here. The Mets win it. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I just noticed something. That was out. Tucker Ashford flied out for out number 3. No, that was a leadoff home run. Leadoff home run. And it's right here. I'm sorry. Leadoff home run. Ball game over. Darryl Strawberry, the hero, leads off the bottom of the 11th with a solo shot to right off of Frank Pastore, who's going to take the loss. Pastore went 1 inning. Gave one hit, 1 run, no walks. Struck out 1. And that was a blast. That game was a blast for sure, and it was concluded by a blast from Darryl Strawberry. So the Mets win it in 11 on a Darryl Strawberry walk-off home run, which is always easy. It's fun to write up a game like this, right? Strawberry blast lifts Mets past Reds in 11. That would be the headline I would see in my local Daily News or New York Post or Newsday from Long Island. They always came up with the most unique headlines when I was a kid. And that was the main way you would get information on baseball back then. You know, nowadays we don't have that. We don't use that anymore. But back then it was newspaper, it was the box scores. That's how you got a hold of information. And you followed your team. So this game was a lot of fun. This is Payoff Pitch Baseball. It's a fun game. There's a lot of great games out there. I play a lot of them. And we're just getting ready to do the walks. So Torres pitched a heck of a ball game. Holy smokes. That's good to see. Getting back into form. A lot of ground outs in this game. Get all these ground outs. Wow. So Torres got out of trouble in the sixth when he had the bases loaded and got Ron Oster to pop up. That was huge for Mike Torres. Other than that, he wasn't really in many major jams, to be honest, throughout the whole game. It was just that one in the top of the sixth inning. Kind of filling out all his ground balls and fly balls. I missed the walk there. He had 5 walks, though. He did have a lot of walks. I think he led the league in walks, actually. Yeah. In 1983, Mike Torres led the league in walks. Still had a decent ERA for a guy who led the league in walks. Had a 4.38. 37, excuse me. 4.37. And that's it. So that was fun. And Sisk is going to get the victory. Sisk went 2 innings, 2 hits. So you got to always do those double switches. Actually, you have 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts. He faced only 7 batters. Gets the victory. Torres pitched 9 innings, and he gave up only 3 hits, no runs, no earned runs. Walked 5 though. That got him in trouble. Struck out 3, 4, 5. No hit by pitch. Batters faced 27, 27, and 6 is 33. So that was a blast. That was a lot of fun. I had a blast. Rainy, no runs, no hits. Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and let's see how many walks. That's it. 3 walks. Strikeouts 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts. Wow. Pretty good. Right by pitch, batters faced was 27. 27 and 8 is 35. Pastore faced 4 batters. And we're going to fill in, fill in some fly balls here. Anything in the air gets blue. Now the ground balls, a couple in the 3rd. Another one in the 7th. Another one in the 9th. That's it. So this is CP Cards and Dice saying thanks for watching. This is Payoff Pitch Baseball. Hope you had a pleasurable time listening to the game. Darryl Strawberry walks it off in 11 innings off a Frank Pastore fastball, drives it deep into the second deck, right field, and the Mets win it by a score of 1-0. Mets had 6 hits, and the Reds had 4 hits. Neither team committed an error, so it's Cincinnati, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. New York, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. Take care. Have a great night.